at 12:30, right?
Yep.
But you don't want to miss the ticket. Right? I want to talk to you about something quite simple, which is winning. We're going to talk about winning and dreaming. And you came here for the reason. And probably you're looking for a change in your life. Would you agree with that? That's why you're here. So I don't want you to miss the next 10 minutes. If you came to win, you're in the right place. And this is not about ValuTeachers. Let's make sure that we understand that. The rocket is going to the moon, with you or without you. My question is, do you have a ticket in the plane?
Yes.
Do you want to be in the plane? Do you want to be here with us when we go public? Do you want to be part of this company? Because that's where this is going. You don't want to miss this boat. So I want to share a couple of things with you that I think are important to know in regards to winning. And this is your reset button at this moment. The presentation has been given to you. You know what we're all about. It is your moment to make a decision whether this is for you or not. You have to make a decision whether you're going to move forward. Now, which lane you select, the fast lane, the slow lane, or the middle lane, doesn't matter, because you will arrive to the moon anyways, but you have to make a decision to be in the lane. So because of that, you got to burn the bridges. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past, and I'll share a little bit about my story. It doesn't matter if you went to college and followed the pattern, right? You become educated, you go to college, you get a good job, you work for 30 years, hopefully you get a gold watch at the end, and then you retire broke. That's what most people do. And perhaps that was your situation. But this is the moment to change and to think big and to dream. Remember when you were a child, maybe when you graduated from high school, did you have dreams, what you wanted to be in life? And you dream big and you have all these ideas, but somehow life gets in the way and reality kicks in. And then you have children, and then you got to pay the mortgage, and then you got to pay the bills, and life becomes average and ordinary. Yes, you may be happy, you enjoy your family and all of that, but financially speaking, it's an average and ordinary life for most people in America, the greatest country in the world. But if you want to change that, and you have at least 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years or more to make a change and live the dream that a lot of people are living in this country, this is the opportunity to do it with. The question is whether you're ready to do that and whether you're there to dream. Do you dare to dream?
Yes.
Yes, Infinity team?
Yes.
Do you dream? So when you dare to dream, then there's fear kicks in. The first thing that kicks in is fear, right? And we're going to talk about fear. Because the way to overcome fear is that you do what you fear the most. Every time. That's how I overcome fear. But sometimes having a good background is important. And I'll share a little bit about my background. I came here from Colombia. I was 15 years of age, came on vacations with my parents. My dad and mom, they brought us here to go to Disney World. Actually, my mom, I think, is here. And yes. So when we came here, we went to Disney. I thought this was the most beautiful place in the world. I thought whole Florida was Disney World. You know, it's just amazing. This is the best place in the world. So my brother and I, we decided to stay. We said, well, you know what, we're staying. And my dad said, well, if you're staying, you're on your own. And we had a comfortable life in Colombia, but we decided to stay. Why did we stay when you're comfortable somewhere? Why would you get uncomfortable? The reason is because you dream big. You wanted to make a difference. You wanted to win. We wanted to win outside of the house, outside of my dad's house or what he had done. So we stayed here and we thought this is going to be a dream life, and what happens? Reality kicks in. Yeah. So, I mean, I can tell you, I washed cars, I had a car wash for a period of time, I worked at McDonald's, I worked at Winn-Dixie. I didn't qualify to be in Taco Bell because I couldn't learn the menu, you know. And I'm Hispanic, I'm supposed to know it, right? So difficult, you know. So at the end of the day, when I turned 16, I was able to get a driver's license. And I said, you know, I'm not gonna work for anybody. And I started driving a taxi cab. And I drove a taxi cab for 2 years, night shifts, day shifts. And I was going to high school as well. But do you know, as a teacher, what it used to sit in your class and listen to a presentation and you don't speak the language? And you have no clue what they're talking about? Well, it was very difficult. And it got to a point that I needed to make a living, and it was either I work or I get educated. And I had to decide to work because I had to feed myself. We went through periods of time with my brother where we slept in the taxi cab on the weekends, or during the week, and we used to take showers in the drive-thrus and going into McDonald's and clean up, you know. So we went through those periods of time. I went through periods of time in my life where we, I always talk about the tuna sandwiches, because we eat tuna sandwiches for weeks at a time because we couldn't afford food. So I know what it is to go through a public store and go around the store and eat while you're supposed to be buying stuff and you're eating all over the place, and then you get out and that's how you have lunch. I know what it is to do that. But I had the opportunity to go back. If I would have gone back to my house, things would have been back to normal. That's an easy road. But why didn't we do that? Why Jay and I stayed? Because we had a dream. We wanted to become somebody. And America is the land of opportunity. It's the land where if you work hard and you're a person of honesty and integrity, anything can happen, isn't it? And it's so true. So when I look at my financial life, I think my life is divided in two ways. Before ValuTeachers and after ValuTeachers. That was the defining moment in our life that everything changed. And that's why today I can talk about dreaming. Because I've never stopped dreaming since I was 15. And I used different vehicles to try to achieve success. Some of them gave me the opportunity to have a house and an average life, and maybe a little bit above average life. But I never wanted that. I really wanted to win. So I came into this business because of Jim Perkins. And Jim Perkins, some of you may not know, but Jim used to be my downline. Isn't that funny how life works? And Jim came, found out about ValuTeachers, brought me aboard, and I came aboard with this, and I heard about the opportunity, just like you're doing today. And if I could go back right now and talk to Fernando 8 years ago when I came in, what would I tell him? What I would tell Fernando 8 years ago is what I'm telling you today, that you came here to this meeting today. And what I will tell you is don't even doubt that this opportunity is true and that it will become true to you. What you got to think about is whether it's the time for you and whether you're ready to change your life. Because if that is the time, you have an opportunity to win. And winning is not about looks. I've seen tall people make it, short people make it, big people make it, good-looking people make it, not good-looking people make it. It's not about your background or where you come from. I just share with you my story where I came from. It's not about that. Winning is an attitude thing. It's a decision that you make today with the reset button and saying, you know what, I'm going to change my life and I'm going to do whatever it takes to win and become successful. For me, for my family, for your future. And you can still make that change. And because of that, I'm just going to share a couple of rules that I believe. And if I run out of time, just let me know. The first thing is that sometimes you got to hit bottom. Sometimes you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Sometimes you just got to be so tired of having too much money left at the end of your money, if you know what I mean. You got to be in a position where you really want to make a change. And if you're in that position, maybe you're ready to make a big commitment. And that big commitment is to yourself, not to us. And the commitment to yourself is to say, you know what, I'm going to dare to dream and I'm going to change my life. And you create a time frame. In the next 5 years, regardless of where you are today. Where you are today does not mean that that's where you're going to be tomorrow. Where you are today is just your starting point. And you're going to give yourself time for that to happen. And I would say 5 years is a great set. If you think of it, it takes 1 year in this business for you to become in a position that you're completely confident. You will be making money. Some people go really fast at first, some people begin slow. It doesn't matter. What it matters is that you start and you do what I'm going to tell you that you need to do. So you have to become a dreamer again, and I just talked that, and that begins with desire. Do you have the desire to win? I mean, is there a reason in your life that you have desire to win? Because if you have that desire, you have the first element that you need to win, because you're at the right place. The second one, which is very important, you got to eliminate the word I from your vocabulary. It's not about I. It's about the team. It's about us. It's about together. It's about Infinity Team. It's about us winning. So when you understand that concept, you understand that you didn't come in here to become a salesperson. This is not a sales position. And that's what sometimes we don't get. That's 6 months of the year that I told you it takes. I just shared it in 30 seconds, right? When you come aboard, the first thing that you gotta do is you gotta find the very best 3 people that are as good as you, or that dream as big as you, or want it as bad as you want. You gotta select 3 people that are gonna be in the foxhole with you, and that they're gonna shoot straight. Sometimes there's friendly fire, okay? So, but nevertheless, you gotta select 3 people. So your first commitment right now coming out of here, when you're in that plane or you're driving back home, you're thinking of those 3 people that you're gonna call as soon as you get home and say, listen, we need to talk. Meet me at such restaurant because I'm gonna share with you an opportunity that's gonna change my life and it could be good for you. Now, I don't know if you're a fit, but if you're willing to fight with me, we're gonna win. And you're gonna find those 3 people. That's the first thing you gotta do. And if those 3 people don't like it, find another 3, because you will find 3 people who want to change their lives. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
That's your first commitment. The second commitment, once you do that, you got to think in big steps. You don't think small. It's not about training. And when do we have training? Is there training? You want more training? No, I got to learn everything before I get started. I have to really know it so I can feel confident. Well, let me tell you, that's the road to failure. You learn as you do. You learn as you do. So your first thing that you need to do is you got to do a lot of what you need to do. You want to know how to do an enrollment? Well, observe 1 enrollment. I think 2 is too much. Observe 1 enrollment. And once you observe the enrollment, go do many of them. Go do 10, 15. It doesn't matter if you talk to 10 people or 100 people or 200 people. It doesn't matter. You go there with a mission, right? And you do 10 enrollments, 15 enrollments, 20 enrollments. You begin to do enrollments. You want to know how to recruit, get those 3 people to you and share what you heard in this opportunity and tell them, I got to introduce you to my upline. And we're going to work together. Are you willing to be part of my team? Find 3 guys. That's all you need to do. There's no more to that. So don't think of applications and promotions. Your first goal is to become an R&D. And R&D is your first goal. What it takes to get there is quite simple. You need 3 people. Hopefully the first 3 that you start with, if you're lucky enough, right? Not everybody's as lucky as Jim. But it doesn't matter. You get 3 people, right? You're gonna get 3 people involved with you, and you're gonna do 150 applications in 3 months. Now that sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot when you divide it in 3 and you versus 4. And what are those applications? Those are enrollments. You get that done within 3-6 months, you become at the highest payout contract that we have within the company. Unbelievable, isn't that something?
Yes.
That's what you gotta do. You go out there and you become an R&D. From the R&D position, that's the launch pad where you begin to take off. The second goal is, well, how can I get another 3? So that you can get your ring. Have you seen those rings that people do have? Right? Those rings, your goal is to get to $100,000 and begin to change your life. Now, does it happen overnight? It may not, but does it matter how long it takes? If you have the opportunity to do it. So that's what you gotta do. That's the first thing you gotta do. Something very important also, you gotta believe in yourself. Sometimes we focus on our weaknesses. And no, I'm not good enough. I'm not good looking enough. I remember seeing people when I was 16 and picking up people in the mall, in the taxi cab, and I see these 16-year-olds come in, they had the Chinese shoes and the good clothes, and I drove them to the nice houses around the mall. This was called the Falls, and I'm driving a taxi 12 hours, just trying to survive. And I felt so tiny, so small. But you know what? I knew that what I was doing was transitional. It was the way to get somewhere else. It was what life had put before me. I could be back in Colombia and be in a mall as well, and go back into daddy's pocket, right? But I didn't want that. I wanted to do something special. So you think that when I walk into the school and I see these valley guys with the nice shoes and the ties and the suits, I get intimidated? Not at all, because they don't get it. It's not about that. It's a lot bigger than that. It is about you believing in yourself and wanting to win In the moment that you make that decision, there's nothing that's gonna hold you back. And this is the, please write it down, because I'm gonna give you the trick. If you miss this, you're not gonna make it. That's how important it is. So I'm glad you haven't left yet. This is the trick. For you to fulfill your dream of financial independence, of living the good life, of being able to provide for your family a good life, the way to do that is to help everyone around you achieve their dreams. If you focus on that teacher, not on the presentation, not on the application, if you focus on that teacher and you help her get to where she wants to get, and you help your recruits get to where they want to be, and you work as a team and you are a support to them, and you give them commitments and you put them through filters, and you don't babysit them, and what you got to do is give them a chance and an opportunity, and you help them achieve it. If they fulfill their dreams, guess what happens to you? You become successful. That concept is pushing out people. Treat everybody with respect. Everybody wants to be, every time you see somebody, tell them, that they are valued. People want to be with an organization that they are valued, that they feel part of it, that you are important, that you mean something, regardless of how you look or how you talk. Now, it's difficult to develop this fancy accent, I know. But people want to know that they belong to an organization that is going places and that you matter. This is about people winning. And we are in a winning organization. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to continue to win. So I said that my life changed after ValuTeachers. And the reason that it changed is because in 8 years, we have become completely financially independent. And today, well, my son is here, my daughter is here, and funny enough, those are the kids that I pick up in a taxi cab today from the mall. Isn't that something? That they're able to become educated. My background, I have an 8th grade education. I came here after I finished my 8th grade and I began to work. So I didn't finish college, but due to a conversation with Daniela, which is here, I was 42 years of age, and she's like, Dad, so what college did you went to? Honey, we need to have a talk. At age 42, I finally got my GED diploma. When I was 16, I took the exam 3 times and I gave up because I couldn't pass it. So I said, honey, I already got my diploma, you better go to college. You see, setting up the example, right? So she's working on her master's degree in finance, doesn't want to work for me, so that's good. I don't know, but I'm glad that they're getting educated and they have the kind of life that you dream of. My dad today, because not everything is about living a fancy life, and we kind of have a fancy life, we have the nice cars, the nice bikes, the beautiful home, and we don't worry about money. We don't live about thinking about money, and it's nice to be able to say that, Now we're not wealthy where I can make bad decisions, but we made over $200,000 just in dividends from our investments last year, and it's nice to be in that position, And this happened in 8 years. In 8 years, my dad has smoked all his life. He's from the Marlboro time, right? I remember being 6 and going to buy cigarettes for him. So obviously today he's sick, and it's so nice to be able to say that. You don't have to worry about anything, he's all taken care of. My mom, which is a retired retired teacher today, and she's independent. She saved money. She made the right decision. She was very smart. She counted every penny. Mom has nothing to worry about. My kids have nothing to worry about. They will build their own futures because I'm tough on them. They got to learn that you got to pay a price in life. Anything that you've done worthwhile in your life, has it been easy? Has it come easy? So are you expecting this to be easy if it's going to change your life? No, but it's going to be worth it. It is going to be worth it. But they have nothing to worry about. And this happened because 8 years ago, I came to a meeting just like you did here, and I dared to dream again. I had already gave up on my dreams. 2008 went down, I lost my life financially when the 2008 market went down, and another hit, and I said, okay, this is it. I'm just gonna be an average and ordinary individual, and it is what it is. And this opportunity brought me the chance to dream again, one more time. And guess what? It happened to be true. It happened to happen. And I am so happy to be here, and I thank Ms. Paula and Chase. And I'm not a person that likes to kiss up. I don't kiss up, I don't do that, right? But if it wouldn't have been for ValuTeachers, I would continue to have an average and ordinary life, and so will my children. But because of ValuTeachers and the opportunity and the vehicle that Ms. Paula put together, today we live in the dream. And there's no telling where we're gonna be 10 years from today. The question is, are you gonna be with us? You have your own story. I dare you to dream. I dare you to bring 3 people into your team and start working with them and start doing those enrollments. And I want you to write down everything that you want to achieve in your life, those trips, those things that you want to have, that security that you need to do, the family members that you need to have, all of those things that you want to do in your life, because each of those you're going to begin to check off. I promise you that if you give your best and you go to those schools and you take care of their dreams, you're going to begin to check off boxes. I have very few boxes to check in my list, honestly. And if I'm fearful of something, is to become complacent. I am fearful of feeling comfortable. I am fearful of stop dreaming. And it's easy to do when you are comfortable financially. It is easy to do. That's the new challenge. But the way that I'm breaking that challenge is because this is not about me. This is about those people that are out there that believe in me. This is about Team Infinity. This is about our R&Ds, because they haven't gotten to their dreams yet. So my new level of commitment is helping everyone in our team and in the company as a resource to get to where they need to do and to do what they do. You know, you talk about Anna and Rafael getting closer to $1 million in income. That's mind-boggling, right? I mean, who does that within a short period of time? But that's the opportunity that's before you. And that's just the record that's going to be breaking, and everybody's going to step up to that level. And then there's going to be a $2 million ring and a $3 million ring. But my question is, what about you? How does that change your life? How does that make a difference to you? Does it make a difference to you? No. You can see people achieving all these records and you say, okay, but they're so lucky. You know, it just comes easy to them. Life has been just easy to them, right? No, it's not. I admire people like Sam Reyes. And I'll be honest, I have to confess, I have thought of retirement, and I'm thinking, I should take 2-3 months off and just go around the world, and, why not, right? And I've thought about that, but I see people that have worked all their lives, they come out and they continue to dream, they continue to fight, how can I even think about that, right? It's just, I get feeded by you guys. You don't know how important this meeting has been for our family. To be able to see you guys here, the new people, the people that have been fighting with us, to see you growing. The presentations that I've heard from individuals that 2 years ago they couldn't even talk, and now they're becoming leaders and they're growing. It's just a growing process. It's just so amazing. So look, this is the right place. It's not about whether ValuTeachers is going to deliver, it's going to be for you. That's not that. It's about you, whether you are at the right moment in your life to be part of this team. Because in that seat where you're sitting, somebody else is going to be sitting in the next meeting. So I hope it is your time. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. We will value you. We will treat you with respect. And we're going to give you everything that you need to win. The rest is up to you. And you can take it as far as you want. So let's win and let's do it together. Thank you so much.
Let's go to the moon and have a safe journey home. Thank you, everybody.